chess.com, and today you are going to learn the most fundamental of chess tactics, something called double attack. And double attack is fundamental because, in some sense, most winning tactical operations in chess games are double attacks. Think about it this way. If I make one threat at a time, you should usually be able to discern what I'm trying to do and then defend against it. But if I make two attacks at once, or let's say three attacks at once, which is harder, but a triple threat of some kind, it becomes increasingly unlikely that you have a move that actually deals with both threats, right? But anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's define the double attack. Let's make sure that you know what it is. So see on my position here, in this position, if white plays the move e5, that is a double attack. There's a threat to take the pawn or to take the knight. Now, this isn't a winning double attack, but it is a double attack. It's not a double attack that wins because, the threat to trade pawns isn't really a threat that black cares about. But this is an example of a move that attacks two things, and that's classic for a double attack. Now, let me quickly show you what is not a double attack. This famous bad opening. White threatens f7 with two pieces, right, which would be a four-move checkmate, scholar's mate. This is not a double attack. This is two pieces attacking one thing, but there's a single threat. So this is not a double attack. This is a coordination of the pieces. Coordinating pieces is great, but it's not necessarily a double attack. There's one threat, and black stops it easily by chasing the queen back, blocking her attack. Okay, so now let us see the double attack in action. I'm going to show you two quick games so you'll see how the double attack can decide a chess game. This is a variation basically of the symmetrical English opening. And here black is trying to fight back in the center, you see. After trading one of white's center pawns, black aggressively pushes both his pawns into the center. White trades one off, and black takes back here. Now, in this position, white can set up a winning double attack that will basically end the game in white's favor here on move 7. You can pause the video if you want to try and guess any of these things yourself, but I'm going to go ahead because I don't have much time and show you queen takes knight on d5, taking a knight for free. If black captures white's queen, then knight c7. This is not just a double attack, but a triple attack. And after the king moves and white takes back, white has an extra knight in the endgame and should win if they play well. So that was a double attack which white set up with a queen sacrifice. Why not use flashy examples, right? If you can. All right, now here is another game which was decided even faster by a series of double attacks. Similar opening. This is a game that I've actually played myself. So white has recaptured in the center with the knight. They've developed their pieces, but they don't really have a pawn presence in the center. So black now wins the game with two double attacks in a row. First, the pawn comes here, and this is a very, very classic double attack. A pawn just stepping somewhere where it attacks two pieces. Clear double attack, and you see why it's hard to avoid both threats. If you move the knight away, your bishop can still be captured. Same if you move your bishop away. So there are limited resources for dealing with double attacks. One of them is to capture the attacking piece. The other is to move one of your pieces where it makes a really big threat. For example, if this bishop could come here and this were a big threat, then that might save the two white pieces from the double attack, because if black takes white's knight, white can take the pawn on g7. But here the bishop doesn't really have any good threat to go make because this knight is defended. Okay. So the only way here for white to try and prolong the game is to capture the pawn with the bishop. Now black makes a second double attack. Queen a5 check, attacks the king and attacks the bishop, and white could defend this if his knight weren't in the way on d4 and he could play his bishop to c3. That would block the check on the king and save the bishop. But here he can't. The best white can do is to block the check on his king, and black captures the bishop, and black should go on to win the game pretty easily. So you see here a double attack twice in a row. This is why a lot of chess tactics are built on the double attack. It's the most important chess tactic to know. One into the other, two threats at a time, hard to answer. And Grandmaster Yuri Averbach, who was a great Soviet grandmaster, said that all chess tactics are based on the double attack. It's not quite true, but most of them are. The vast majority, 90-95% of chess tactics are a series of multiple threats. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you around on chess.com.